Hey everybody, welcome back to Paladins. This video, you read the title correctly. It is Season 2 / Patch 2.01 Thoughts / first, quote-unquote, quote-unquote impressions. I'm going to be going through the patch notes because it's the biggest patch they've ever released, quote-unquote. That's them quoting it, not me. 40 pages of patch notes, a bunch of stuff. It's me reading it for the first time, giving my honest and very real opinions on a bunch of the stuff. Going through just the balance patches, the balance changes, the nerfs, the buffs, the overall reworks of some characters. There's gameplay, and that is why we are on this screen. It's Maeve gameplay. In it, there's only one build I use, there's only one talent I use. It's Street Justice. Because it's God tier. It's broken, and guess what? It's not the thing that's changing about her. Pounce now executes targets below 35% health. That's not hard to do. And this is the build we use. Street Cred. 2, increase our max health by 100. Every bit of extra health matters. On the Edge 2, reduce the cooldown of 9 lives by 2 seconds. That's very good, so we can prowl more, we can pounce, we can double pounce, we can hit them, get them below health, and then execute. 6 Sense 4, kind of the crux of the build, gain 20% damage reduction for 2 seconds after using Pounce. It allows me to have a more rush playstyle, more aggressive, hyper aggro playstyle almost. So 20% damage reduction, pretty good after using Pounce. Lets me hit them, or even execute somebody in the back line, and then prowl, just get the hell out. Speaking of prowl, walk it off 2, heal for 80 health every second during prowl. Not a lot of healing, but it counts. And persistence at 5, take 20% less damage when below 40% health. That, in combination with 6 Sense, below 40% health, I'm taking a total of 40% less damage. At least that's how I think it works. But that'll do it for the short intro. It's a bit of a long video, as you can see by the runtime. So I'm gonna cut back to something that I've already recorded. So it's gonna be a long one, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is gonna be a weird video to kind of make. Not weird, but incredibly different to what I normally do. If you read the title or the title card or whatever, it kind of sums it up. I'm gonna be giving my thoughts on the new Season 2 patch notes / kind of first impressions, because this is the first time I'm really actually digging deep into them. And I figured, let's give my live reaction to reading them. I skimmed through them a bit when I got home from work, but nothing past just the top line and seeing who's really fixed, nerfed, buffed, something. More so because it's they said 40 pages of patch notes. Turns out most of those were for the battle pass, and I'm not gonna comment on that or Amani, because Amani is a new character and I would have to get my hands on her. Man, that sounds real bad out of context, but you get what I mean. I'd have to test things. I'm trying not to be awkward here. Someone I'd have to, play with her a bit. Weird. Still sounds very weird. But, I can't talk about that or speak on that because I don't have any experience. I have rarely seen any footage of her. And of course, the battle pass is the battle pass. It's just a couple new skins. That's it. And if I'm gonna be honest, the whole mecha thing is, I'm a bit tired of it. But what I really want to get into is the balance and gameplay changes. So that's what this video is gonna be. I don't know what's going on in the background of this. Currently, in real time, I'm staring at the champion screen, about to just go from character to character and be like, okay, this is what they changed, this is how it's gonna act different. Cool, cool, cool. What's going on in the background? I don't know. There's probably a pre-roll of me going through the loadout. So there is that. First I want to give a shout out to Hirez taking a subtle shot at PlayStation. It's under their, crossplay and crossplay progression stuff. It's like, we chain. It's gonna be easier for matchmaking if you keep it on. You can play with PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch players. And like at the very bottom of both was like, we are technically prepared to assist any other consoles that may want to join the party. It's like, it's not a knockout punch, but it's a jab to the kidney. Just like, hey, freaking PlayStation, wake up, join the party. So I just want to give a shout out to that. So first up, balancing gameplay changes. Card changes, developer commentary. One of the important aspects of Paladins' fun is the flow of each match. Players start fairly durable, but as offensive item shop picks come online, it's very weird wording. Aspects like tankiness and healing are diminished. No crap. This is coming from a tank support main. And lead to more intense final moments. Cards and talents that circumvent this disrupt the flow and lead to unnatural moments of weakness only early on that persist throughout the entire game. Remove all instances of cauterize, wrecker, reveal, and crowd control reduction from champion loadout cards. So they said pre-patch notes, Leon's death and taxes gone. So I'm gonna guess they're gonna change or get rid of Sapper rounds for Vivian, which was her like go-to outside of Opportunity and Chaos. The weird one is reveal and CC reduction from champion loadout cards. What the frack does that? Why? Tanks need that. Reveal, fine. How is Strix gonna play now? Because his main thing is a reveal. Or Vivian again. Man, Vivian's gonna get touched hard in this one, and not in the great way. CC reduction removed from champion loadout cards. That's not great for tanks. You want to make tanks tanky or keep them tanky. See, is that what? That makes no sense. But moving on. Anyway, talents. Dev commentary. A key part of Paladins is the ability to customize your own playstyle. Talents present one of the best avenues to define the way you, capitals, want to play each champion, and their playstyle should be diverse and meaningful as possible. Returning to the original 3 talent setup allows us to make each talent pick more unique, have a manner of impact distinctly its own. All champions now have 3 talents. There is word around the grapevine, including coming from Rain Day, that this was gonna happen. I hope they got rid of the terrible ones and gave us 3 solid picks, because what the hell's the point? Item store, dev commentary. Want the item store to be more effective element in creating diverse playstyles and counter options. Many useful items like Illuminate were often foregone because restriction meant having to give it up. More general use items like Haven. We're lifting these restrictions to open up to potential combinations of item purchase and are excited to see the flexibility in playstyles players concoct. Category restrictions have been lifted. Does that mean? I think they list like a bunch of prices. I don't care. Does that mean now you can pick Haven and Illuminate or Haven and Blast Shields? Because wow, that's stupid for tanks, and I'm grinning ear to ear as I say this, because thank you. No more of being like, oh, they got a Dredge, an Eevee, a Vic, and a Tyra. God, what am I gonna pick? I guess Haven? And it's like, oh no, they had the secret Willow. No! Now I can have my cake and eat it too. But now we get into the real meat and potatoes. The champions. Andro is up first. Developer commentary. I think a bunch of these have dev commentaries, so it's a lot of me reading, and I'm not a fan of reading. The functional changes to Defiance in the past few updates have drastically improved the skill's usability. No, it hasn't. It's still broken as shit. However, Defiance's ease of use does not match up to the damage output. We've adjusted this ability to deal equal damage to Androx's revolver, giving players an option to use Defiance as a more confirmable finisher or filler during reloads. I mean, I have a freaking loadout dedicated to fisting people, and that's kind of how it works. Every time I contact, I get ammo back in my gun, and I can shoot them. Abilities, Defiance damage reduced to 520. What the oh, from 700. That's a pretty big nerf, actually. That's pretty good. Talents. Darkstalker is removed. Darkstalker. Deal 20% more weapon damage to enemies below 50 health. 50% health, rather. That was my go-to. The hell? Cursed Cylinder is now the default talent, so... Instead of having a good go-to talent that you have to literally be like, oh, do I want to use Darkstalker, which again, 20% more weapon damage to enemies below 50% health, or Godslayer. Reversal now always fires back and deals minimum of 800 damage. Now it's like, well, I have to go Godslayer because Defiant Fist is still garbage, and Cursed Cylinder is only more ammo in my gun? That's a terrible pick. Some card changes I don't really care about. Oh, except Spiteful New. Killing enemies with Defiance generates 3% ultimate charge per level. Why? Why? The fist is such a stupid... Why? That's stupid. B minus, I guess. I don't know why I'm rating these now. Ashe is up next. Dev commentary. Ashe's ultimate has always been an amazing defensive option, but is limited to only protecting herself. The 2-second stun from Rally Here allows Assert Dominance to have a much wider range of uses during the match. The abilities, Assert Dominance no longer applies knockback, now stuns for 2 seconds. Did it always knock back? Leap forward and plant your banner on the ground, dealing 600 damage on impact and creating a damage immune zone for yourself that lasts 8 seconds. You may, okay. Now no longer applies a knockback, but stuns automatically. Which, I'll just skip the next line. Talents. Rally Here is removed, which now charges 15% faster, stuns enemy for 2 seconds, and causes them to take 35% more damage, so that's gone. I use Fortress Breaker most times anyway, to have a larger shield, more health, and all that good stuff. But guys, if you wanted her Assert Dominance or ult to be more of a teamy thing, why not gives her damage immunity and allies 50% increased damage reduction for 8 seconds as long as they're inside it. Whatever, 2 new cards. Indomitable gain 10% per level of lifesteal. And Fervor, increase your ammo count by 1 for each level. I know my brother's gonna hate it because he loves Rally Here. That's his go-to. Next, Barrack. Everybody's favorite. Whatever he is, Tinkerer. Very short and sweet. Talents removed his hair trigger. Blunderbuss fires 30% faster. Okay, get it out of here. I mean, I think you should have buffed Architectonics a little bit, because that's... Or maybe not. Shit, that's too overpowered. Or done something different with Fortify, but that's pretty much all they did. Brave and Bold increases health by 150 per level. I feel like I used that one... Oh, that's the CC reduction one. Okay. I'm looking at my CC immunity bill and I'm like, that's at a 5 for me, so that's gonna be... That's gonna be 750 health for my Barrack. Okay, fine. I can deal. My baby boy, number 1, Bomb King. Demolition removed. Grumpy Bomb destroys all shields when it explodes and blast rate is increased by 30%. It's not really... I don't even know what I go. I think I go with Accelerant or Chain Reaction because that's the go-tos. New card, Reinforced Casing. That's a CC immunity one. I know that one. Increase your ammo count by 1 for level, and uncontrolled eliminations reduce your active cooldowns by 10% per level. Holy shit. Like, but God. I'm currently looking at my loadouts. I don't use either of them, so... When this update hits, I'm gonna have to check out a lot of my builds and be like, I gotta change some stuff. I'm gonna have to change some things, which I do like. That's fine. Bucky Boy, talent removed, Bucking Madness. Eliminations increase your attack speed for by 20% for 10 seconds. Cool. That was whatever. Bounce House is the go-to. I personally like Ensnare. Bounce House now knocks enemies straight up instead of away at an angle. Oh, that's a big buff, actually. Now they're just knocked straight up, so you don't have to, like... Buck's problem is with Bounce House, you knock them away from you, and it's like, he's got a shotgun, doesn't have much range. How is he gonna hit things? Well, now he can hit them. So that's good. Cassie is next. Her health has been reduced by 100, from 2300 to 2200. That kind of puts her in line with every damage type, so that's cool. Just Breathe is removed. That is crossbow shots deal 850 damage at long range. Okay, I kind of would have liked the dev commentary on this one because that's a bit curious. Just looking at her things, if you're trying to kill the burst meta, Exaction is what needs to go, but alright, fine. Kinetics is now changed. I don't know what that means. It says it's a talent. I'm looking at her talents right now. You're lying to me. I think it's a card because I think they fudged. Because it says, new, hitting an enemy with blast shot grants 1-to-1 ammo, 1 per level. So that's a card, as well as Tumble, increase your max health by 50 per level. Okay. Okie dokie. Everybody's favorite pirate, Dredge. Ability, shortcut now allows allies to pass through your shortcut, which I can almost guarantee. Yep, looking at the next line. Freebooter, the worst talent in the game. No more. So they were like, nobody uses Freebooter because it's terrible. Let's just make him Symmetra. That works. It kinda does. It works. As long as... I know with Freebooter, if an ally passes through your shortcut, it doesn't consume the shortcut. I hope that's how it remains. Spyglass renamed to Crow's Nest. Because I guess... that's his reveal card. I'm just looking at it now. Spyglass, new! Broadside knocks you up for 600. Why? Why? He gets a bunch of weird cards, like, goes through his portal. And he can jump higher. Why? 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 That makes no sense. Alright. Baby Boy Drogos is up next. Director commentary. Wormjets was often regarded as the least attractive talent by Drogos players. As somebody who proudly reps level 30 Drogos with the tag The Greedy, yeah. Now the impact of the talents will be more apparent and better diversified Drogos' available playstyles. Reduced his max health by 200 from 24 to 22. Again, keeping everything in line, I guess. Reign of Terror is removed. That's a pretty big go-to, actually. Salvo now activates instantly firing, always firing 6 shots, and its cooldown is reduced by 5. Why not just get rid of Wormjets? You just said it's terrible. Nobody wants to use it. But then I guess Combustible, Fusillade, and Reign of Terror, he's going to melt anything anyway. Wormjet's new now empowers your booster's flight qualities. What the frack does that mean, Hirez? Oh, I can't wait for this patch to drop just to be like, what the frack does it mean? Apex Predator now gain 50 health for each level. Decimate now increases Salvo's explosion radius by 8% per level. And Fall Ascent, increase the size of your fire spit by 20% per level. Outside of you being like, hey, Wormjets is terrible, by the way, that's not the talent we removed. Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like all these card changes. The health. I guess you make up with Apex Predator, now gives him upwards of 250 health. Okay. Alright, I can get behind a good bulky Drogos build. Next, something getting behind Eevee is next. Talents, Reprieve is removed. What? Oh, my brother's gonna hate this one too, because that's his go-to. Heal 300 health per second during Ice Block. Whoopsie, sorry. Over the Moon is now the default talent. Snow Gloom, but now unlocked at Champion Mastery level 2. And we changed Frigid Field, now heals for 50 health every second during Ice Block. I don't have that card. I'm gonna guess that's a CC immunity one. Frigid Field, gain damage reduction for 2 seconds when Ice Block ends. Okay. So now you can have your healing and your damage from Over the Moon or Snow Globe. Okay, I'm down. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Speaking of wholeheartedly, Fernando. He's got some freaking things. I took a little peek and I saw, I think it was, what's Edgelord? Khan. No, Koga. Sorry. Whoops. Sorry, Khan. I love you, buddy. Koga. Edgelord Koga. Kakashi Sensei. He's got like a freaking J.R.R. Tolkien book as his thing. Fernando though, talents. Dragonfire Lance removed. It was garbage to begin with. Fire Lance now fires small fireballs that deal 120 damage every 0.2 seconds. Take a shot every time I said fire or flame in that sentence. That's 3 shots for those counting. Scorch no longer deals increased damage at base. Scorch's subsequent target hit damage is increased from 30% to 45%. So Scorch, Fireball deals 30% more damage and 30% more for each subsequent target. So they're taking away the 30% flat boost, but 45% more for each subsequent target hit. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a look at my builds because I'm seeing a lot of card names that are pretty noteworthy. Hot Pursuit, Fireball projectile speed increased 15% per level. I think I have that on one of my builds. No, I don't, clearly. Well, you can't see it. The hell am I telling you for? Hot Pursuit, hitting an enemy with Fireball, increase your movement speed. Okay. Incinerate, now reduces the cooldown of Fireball for 0.6 seconds per level to provide consistency with similar cards. Okay, I'm kind of looking at both. Incinerate, reduce the cooldown of Fireball by 10% per level. So now it is 0.6 seconds per level. Okay. Brand, hitting enemies with Fireball heals you for 100 per level. That was the big one that everybody used because it, enemies hit by Fireball receive 15% reduced healing for 3 seconds. That's 15% per level. Okay. Cool. Immovable object while below 50% health receive 5% per level increased healing from other players. That was a CC reduction. Okay. Alright. No wonder people were calling this the rise of the sustain meta. It's like, oh, we're getting rid of all, like, damage CC immunity, but we're also getting rid of wrecker items and cauterize, which I'm curious to see if they're still in the game. Methinks no. Furia! She's getting another goddamn skin because 3 skins in as many patches. Yeah, sure. Why Andro another skin? Whatever. Clarity. Removed. Wings of Wrath gains an additional charge. It's garbage. Get it out of here. Charge. Hollowed Sight. New. Hitting Pyre Strike causes you not to consume ammo for 1 second per level. Okay. Quickly scrolling through my things. Nope, I don't have that card on anything. Hallowed Sight. Oh, that's the reveal card. Okay, fine. Fire Siphon heal increased 50 per level to 75 per level. Fire Siphon. Wings of Wrath attack heal you for 50 per level. Okay. Okay, it's still crap, but alright. Fire Walker cooldown reduction reduced. Or reduction increased 0.5 seconds to 0.6 seconds. Oh my god, it's 0.1. Yeah, reduce the cooldown of Wings of Wrath. Wings of Wrath is garbage. Stroke the Fire. Cooldown reduction increase from 0.5 to 0.6. Successful Wings of Wrath attacks, cooldown to Pyre. That's useful. Everything else is garbage. But alright, fine. Grok. Everybody's favorite healer. The number 1. The true number 1 of Paladins. Wraith is removed. That one take lethal damage. Ghost Walk activates and heals you for 15% of your max health. Alright, fine. Spirit's domain healing to done to allies is increased by 20%. Your lightning staff now also heals allies. That's a garbage card, and you know it. You know it, Hirez. Totemic ward increased healing reduced from 40% to 30% and is now a default talent. Allies healed by healing totem receive CC immunity for 2 seconds, and healing totems heal for 40% more, so now it's 30% more. Whatever. Nobody uses Grok anyway. I mean, he gets a skin if you play a certain number of ranked games with. Nope. No thanks. It doesn't look good. I think it's actually I thought it was a normal one, but I'm getting that confused with Tribesman. It still doesn't look good. It's garbage. Grover, everybody's favorite Groot. Blossom range increased by 50%, so that's good. I'm assuming that's his passive part of that, and not just like the healing radius. That's pretty good. That explains why efflorescence is removed. Increases your healing, passive healing of Blossom by 100, increases the radius by 50%. This is what I kind of like about this patch. They're taking the things from the main things from the talent, getting rid of the talent, but putting that buff to the actual thing. Like efflorescence increases radius by 50. That's now a thing, just normally. Deep Roots now unlocked at Champion Master 8. Who cares? Force of Nature, new! Now dropping below 50% health grants you 150 per level health shield for 3 seconds. Okay. What was that before? I accidentally scrolled down. Do I even use it? Force of Nature, no I don't. What the hell does it do? CC reduction, I'm gonna call it now. Force of Nature, you cannot be slowed below % of your base health. Base movement speed. Health? No. Trump's favorite character, Inara. It's because of the wall. Wrath of Stegala removed. It's garbage. Get it out of here. Treacherous Ground now unlocked at Mastery 8. Woo! Insurmountable now increase your max ammo count by 1. What the frack does it do? I'm gonna guarantee I don't use it. Because why would I? Yeah, it's our CC reduction. Surprised I don't use it. Actually, now I have to check my loadout even more. I do use it, so cool. Gonna have to change some things. Everybody's favorite healer, the real #1, Janos. Developer commentary. I think I called it director commentary before. That's wrong. Healing in Paladins is an integral part of strong team composition, with burst healing options being especially important. I mean, I'm reading that. Are you gonna buff Pip? Probably not. As one of the only supports in Paladins without a burst heal. What you smoking? What you smoking? Got a pretty good burst heal. It's Astral Mark. We felt Janos was almost pigeonholed into picking Celestial Touch to maintain the healer identity. Sure. Smoking some of that ganja with Elon Musk, aren't you? We've moved a portion of that burst healing into his ability to allow Janos more varied play styles without having to give up his support identity. Sure. Astral Mark now heals for an additional 5% of allies' max health, which is what? Is not what Celestial Touch did. Well, I guess immediately healed for 10% of their max health is a little much, so alright, fine. Celestial Touch removed. I mean, Luminary is the go-to pick anyway, so frack it. Sidereal now gained 50 health. I feel like that's a card I use. Yeah, well, that's the reveal card. And Eclipse, every second channeling Void Grip heals you for 50 per level. I don't use that. Because why would I? Yeah, that's reduced healing. Wow, he has a reduced healing card? I did not know that. That's how much my build has changed. Khan, I have a feeling we're nowhere near the end of this, so strap in. Dev commentary. Khan's ultimate was too confirmable for the payoff it delivered, particularly in higher level play, a practically guaranteed of 5v4 team fight on use. Now, the ultimate still retains its power, but requires aim and can be dodged or juked by wary opponents. It's a freaking hit confirm move. You look at the person, you go click the button, and you got God. There's no like, there's no step into the light and perish, and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta move. There's nothing like that for Overpower. Overpower is now a skill shot and must be aimed. Woo! I guess. Missing Overpower provides 30% ultimate charge back to Khan and increase the damage from 600 to 900. Okay. Firing line is now removed. Boo. Champions affected by battle shot now also gain 20% increased damage and CC immunity. Ah, it's my go-to. You suck. Vortex Grip is now unlocked at Mastery 8. It's terrible. It's garbage. Why? Why, God, why?
Victory! The pack prevails!
Alright. Sorry for the abrupt cut. But it turns out I talked for way too long. I talked for over 52, 53 minutes, which would have led to an hour-long video. So, this is gonna be a two-parter, apparently. Or, not apparently, I say so. I edit, it's my job. I have the last call. Yes, it is going to be a two-parter. One, because like I said, it's going to be it would have been an hour-long video. That's a little too much. Plus, it's all Maeve TDM gameplay, and just watching me, most of it's on like freaking Trade District. That map came up more times than not. I think actually all the footage I got, like I recorded for like a half hour, I was like, God, this is gonna be too much to watch. It's all on Trade District. Oh, good lord. Not one other map. It's insane. And that's all from one session. Just me sitting down being like, all right, I'll bust out like a half-hour gameplay. We'll get going. Oh boy, nothing but Trade District. It's insane. So that's the end of this episode. Stay tuned for part 2. It'll be uploaded same day. Probably. I just gotta get the footage for it. Haven't recorded that yet. Probably gonna be Willow gameplay. Using the new skin, or maybe even Terminus. I haven't made a video about either of them, have I? Terminus or Willow. Well, we'll see what I pick most. What we need most. I'll try to get, like, maybe a Siege game? I don't want to play Siege. Especially as Terminus, good lord. That's a death wish. Maybe a couple Onslaughts, something different than TDM. We'll see. But I want to thank you all for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for part 2. If you enjoyed this episode, though, super kick that like button. Check out my channel for more videos I have done. Less, I don't want to say preachy, but less bitchy and opinionated ones. A lot more gameplay focused. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, the bell as well, I guess. Because YouTube is buck-fusted still. And, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.